near scoreless first half. These teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, 69 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. Now Mahomes going to shift him around. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the two-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the two-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. Love now to pass on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Third quarter action from Kansas City. Second down and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 35. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Love, they go play action now. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Aiden Hutchinson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid. That's caught inside the 20. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Devontae Smith with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is in to make it 16-0. Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Love. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this this one results in a safety.
All right, partner, deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack. And that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. He'll start with a handoff to Johnson, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. They go to Johnson again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. We're back now in KC. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A give up the middle to Johnson. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Up the middle, Johnson. Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And Mahomes sees something. He'll change the play. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive, give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up 1st downs. That's what we just saw right there.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. Mahomes going to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. Mahomes will throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other. This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Mahomes now to throw. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Devontae Smith with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Chiefs are able to widen their advantage. So this, Charles, a tight game through the first 2 quarters, but they've come out in this second half and really took the fight to them.
And you and I both know that in the locker room at halftime, both sides' head coaches emphasize the first 5 minutes of the second half, getting out and establishing yourselves. One team has definitely done that.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
James Harrison with a sack. He still has it into his 40s. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. Aiden Hutchinson, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Well, they brought the lead into this 3rd quarter, and now they're really stepping up, setting a tone here defensively.
They came right out roaring because you had to know that in the locker room, they talked about setting that tone that you just described, continuing the dominance that they exhibited in the first half.
And taken at the 46. fighting through, and he's got space. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A 54-yard punt return there. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. We're back now in KC. For the fourth quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And this offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be third and forever. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Here's the Panthers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Returnable here from the 38. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. And he gets it down to the 32.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They need 2. Here's third down. Again, it's Johnson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 74 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Devin Hester with an amazing diving catch as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, you... Here's Mahomes to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. That's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, 85 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone to give him a 2-point lead. Could have been up 1 with a point after, but they go for 2. It worked.
It almost seems like they're trying to set an identity, doesn't it? We're going to be one of those teams that every time we get a chance to put extra points on the board, we will. Because really it's minimal in difference, right? Whether you're up 1 or 2, a field goal can still get you.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Play action this time with Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fielded at the 33. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now here's Mahomes. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Devin Hester, 54 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. Mahomes going to change things up. They're going to try and run. And he finds his way into the end zone as the lead moves to 10. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
Brandon Ayuk now from his end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing. Love. On the left side, a catch by White. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Working out of the gun. Love. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Jags first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Love now. And that's incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
They'll throw again. Here's Love on 2nd and 10. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
An opportunity opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he goes diving forward to try to get an extra yard or two. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Now Johnson. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. On the ground, this is Johnson. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The D can only stop it 1 more time as they take the knee. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
And they take a knee. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes throwing on 4th. And this is caught by Gates for a Chiefs touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. The 3rd time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the 3rd.
Okay, so they didn't get this one. But I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they've gotten 2 for 2.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So now the Jags down by 16. A little over 40 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Here's Love. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Love looking to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Now Love. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Paul Krause. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. One last shot now for Love. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They made
a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, wide open, complete. He's to the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, an even 90 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
Out of the end zone comes Jim. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. So problems there on the return. Very costly. Not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Antonio Gates, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so, because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe down the numbers. There he goes. goes. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Minshew sets to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And the Chiefs are going to get him. James Harrison with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. David Onyemata there on the tackle. Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 10. We're back now in KC. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And they will finally put an end to the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
On 2nd down, Johnson. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
Yeah, they've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so, but ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down and they'll have to throw it anyway.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 4 yards, that gets them close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
How about this? They'll change it at the line. They'll try it now with Irving. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Bucky Irving taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Take it at the 37. And he's going to give his guys great starting field position as he dives to the ground to get as much as he can. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 2nd down and 4. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the...
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Butker on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. As time... back near his goal line. Here's Mahomes. Looking here for Smith downfield. And got his man complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, 95 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
They'll try and run it here. And he'll get in to tie this game at 8. And so they run it in on the two-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Here's Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Mayfield to throw it.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Nice 3rd down conversion. An even 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
A give, running right, Achane.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now Mayfield. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
That's George Karlaftis who fought his way through the line to bury him.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And it's fielded at the 34. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case.
And this is caught. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Devontae Smith
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Chiefs have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this will be caught. They get the 2, and they double them up now at 16-8. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as you'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Up the middle, Achane.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's Jaguar football, and he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, play of the game.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that 1-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Here's Johnson.
And he will have a Chiefs first down. And that's the one that should seal the victory.
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They go to Johnson again.
And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. It was Osa Odighizuwa on the tackle. Now 2nd and 5.
Johnson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and that ought to just about do it. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Back to throw, Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete.